April 4th. Can you believe it? I'm Robert. He's Jason. Thank you for joining us this morning. We are going to start off with long ball number one. There are a number of big European stars reaching the end of their contracts who might come to the shores of Major League Soccer. The big note of the day, Manchester City's one-time superstar, now aging a little bit, Kevin De Bruyne announces what has been speculated for a while, that he is moving along from Manchester City. Do you think this is likely to pan out? There's been a lot of San Diego links. Do you think Kevin De Bruyne comes from City to America?
Yes, I think it's very likely that Kevin De Bruyne plays at least one season in Major League Soccer. I would also add that there's been a lot of rumblings in New York that NYCFC has some roster flexibility. And while I don't know that Kevin De Bruyne covets the idea of playing soccer on a baseball field, he does have an obvious easy path from one City Football Group property to another City Football Group property. So again, I don't know that's definite, but I have seen with this announcement that De Bruyne is going to leave City in the summer, I have seen plenty of NYCFC related kind of accounts and people and blogs suggesting that maybe this is what NYCFC is sort of lining themselves up for. I do think there's a reasonable question to be asked if that's a good idea for NYCFC. I love Kevin De Bruyne. Kevin De Bruyne at his peak was incredible. Absolutely incredible. Maybe my favorite player on the planet for a season or two. But there's been a pretty steep decline. I mean, I'm not going to say he's a worthless player anymore, but if he doesn't come here committed, if he doesn't like the environment, if it's uncomfortable playing shortstop at Yankee Stadium or what's the other one? City Field, whatever, if he doesn't like, maybe San Diego is more to his liking, maybe, but then again, San Diego, that beach lifestyle, that'll get into your bones, and the next thing you know, you'd rather sit on the beach and enjoy the waves than go to training. So I don't know, I hate trying, I'm not trying to denigrate Kevin De Bruyne. I just wonder if he's really committed to the idea of trying to play soccer for another season as hard as he can.
There's been a quote floating around for a while that, has been included in these links quite a bit, that De Bruyne is saying, I've played hundreds of games. I've been a professional for like 15 years, like kind of like this sort of quote you'd hear from someone that is burned out of their job. Like, I've just been doing this a long time, man. Like, give me a little bit of slack. So maybe just a change of scenery might bring back some form, maybe some rest. Some people have speculated maybe there's some underlying injury issue is why his playing time and his contributions have gone down. But maybe, yeah, like you said, the beaches of San Diego, California, compared to the less sunny beaches of Manchester might reinvigorate his spirit. He might find that love again. But I do want to kind of pose this as a question, though. There's also some rumblings about Thomas Müller, the German and Bayern Munich, legend. I don't know if it, becomes more legendary than him at in world football. He is reportedly letting his contract run out as well. It doesn't seem like he's going to sign an extension at Bayern. Who was more likely to join Major League Soccer? Or maybe a better question, who would you rather see? Who might be a better fit for the American top division?
I mean, I'm partial to De Bruyne over Mueller, but Mueller's had an incredible career. Mueller, 35, he'll be 36 in September. Right, that's creeping up. Kevin De Bruyne, a couple years younger than Thomas Müller, if I'm not mistaken. Which, maybe isn't everything. It's about miles, and I think for the last couple seasons in Germany, Mueller has been more of a spot player, a substitute, that he's been a player required to put in tons of minutes for the German Giants. So maybe he's fresher now. I don't know. That's such an odd thing to kind of consider. I think it's likely both of them end up in Major League Soccer. I can't tell you definitely the destinations for them. Again, the City Football Group connection for De Bruyne, for Thomas Müller. I mean, depending on what the number is, right? If you have to pay him $5 million, don't do it. Don't pay 36-year-old Thomas Müller $5 million to play in Major League Soccer. But if he's willing to come here on a high TAM deal or something just to experience it, just to play in MLS, hey, yeah, maybe you make a run at Thomas Müller.
Keep you on your toes a little bit. Here's a quick fire question to round out this topic of the the speculated leagues for late career big money moves, you'd say that the top three of this would be Major League Soccer, the Saudi Pro League, and probably still Turkey. Where does Major League Soccer rank in that triad of these sort of leagues for these set of moves?
Well, I think if money wise, no one can compete with Saudi Arabia. That's an obvious thing. Passion wise, nobody's competing with Turkey. Although there are only a couple of clubs that are really options for players like Mueller and De Bruyne if they were going to go to Turkey. But lifestyle wise, for a couple of European guys, it's the United States. It's Major League Soccer. I mean, there's really there's really no question about that, right? I think and it depends on what matters most to these guys. You want to go cash the biggest check? Go play in Saudi Arabia. You want to play in front of the most intense fans with the smoke and the fire and the passion and potentially
the army guards,
and whatever it is. Go to Turkey you'll have access to the Champions League still if you go play in Turkey and the European competitions if that's something you covered at this point in your career. Although both these guys have won pretty much everything there is to win, but Major League Soccer is going to be that best lifestyle. Some of these players do love the idea of being able to walk down the street, go to the grocery store, do normal person things, and you can do that in America.